Dun 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 dun.
Episode title: Jake, please.
Aw.
Gary, come
We open-
home.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. That's okay.
Keep
That's
that
okay.
for the opening. Keep
Yeah.
it.
So-
That was
We need
great.
to do like a blooper something at the
Yeah.
end of
Oh
all
my
of
God,
this.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how we start Fallout Dugout. Is just all the stuff from the beginning of tonight.
All the outtakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay.
God, now I can't get myself together. Okay. 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 Welcome, everybody. Fallout Dugout, episode 12.
Woo!
Here we are. The first
Hey.
episode in a while that hasn't been necessarily
Pure chaos.
crazy.
Crazy. Not the same day.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a different day.
Different day.
So, no, I just cut my gum.
Are you okay?
I saw. I'm like,
Amen.
what is wrong with my mouth? And then I was like, oh my god.
On live TV.
I bit.
On live
Yeah.
TV.
I'm bleeding, y'all. I'm bleeding.
This is
out.
live? Since when?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't film these months in advance.
No, they're not.
We
pre-recorded.
filmed this last night. We're in your house.
Yeah.
We're your wall.
We're in your walls.
We're in your
Look
house.
outside your window.
Yes.
To jump from just when we filmed it to we're in your fucking house.
We're in your fucking house, y'all. Amazing. So, Fallout Dugout. What are some just some general highlights from the episode? Yes.
It's Phil. That's it. It's Phil.
Phil is,
Yeah.
He certainly
is.
is.
to answer your question. Phil.
Yeah.
He's Phil.
He's Phil.
Phil
He's
is.
just Phil.
He's just Phil.
He seemed relatively okay when he woke up that morning, and then seemed to spiral. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you?
Am I?
Are you?
Is this just gonna be how we talk to each other now? Is this my fault?
I originally, when the last session ended, I had an idea for Phil. Like I was
Mhm.
thinking a lot, just like in the moment, pure emotion. Like Phil's world was devastated, so I had a starting idea that I like thought about doing for Phil, which was like
Mhm.
pretty different from what I ended up doing. And I think at the end of the day, I told Kylie something. I was like, hey,
Mhm.
I think that, you know, this like obviously shatters Phil's worldview, but I think like I was trying to think like, what do I want Phil to be? What do I want Phil to represent? And it's like, I think I still want Phil to hold kind of the same values he has. I still want him to be Phil. I don't want him to like be drastically different and just go to anger and just be mute. But like, he's just not seeing the world basically through rose-tinted glasses anymore. And I think while I played the session, I was trying to explore a little bit maybe what that was like. And I think we kind of found it towards the end. And I think it's
Yeah.
just like Phil's gonna just be maybe he's depressed for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, you know, Phil, his directives has kind of changed of being like starting a family and doing this thing for Vault-Tec, where now he feels maybe that maybe that's not for him. He doesn't have the time for that, and that he has a different role here, which is to protect other people, to help other people. And I think just like when he started drinking, and then I took one drink just for fun, but then when the opportunity arose to take more and people were handing him more, I was like, oh yeah, Phil will just keep, without even like meaning to, he'll just keep taking them. Why not? He's kind of like, well, I've got nothing else going on right now. Everyone else is doing separate things. Like, might as well take some drinks. He's just got to be. I think he's just got to be sad for a second.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll like be his whole character per se for like the next couple sessions, but I think it was just a moment Phil needed to happen where, as it was happening, I was like, okay, this feels right.
He's coping.
Yeah, so like I basically went from like I want Phil to still be Phil, indomitable human spirit. I want him to just, he will overcome. But it just changes him a little bit, and he's going from where I started. Basically, it's from a Phil who doesn't want to kill, who is now open to killing, which is why I wanted to open with him, like actually working on his gun.
Yeah.
That was sick.
He's ready to, he's not going to be trying to smooth talk his way with raiders per se anymore, or do that. I think he's more quick to recognize a threat and when to like neutralize a threat. When someone like needs to be killed.
Yeah. Or it's Jimmy Buffett.
Or it's Jimmy Buffett, and I just need to avoid him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I think I was just trying to be like less charismatic with him. I wanted him to be not as friendly, maybe a little more straight up instead of trying to be nice to people. Like with Jimmy Buffett just being like, I don't like your vibes. Stay away from me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the little moment with the kids who kind of, sorry, I'm getting really sidetracked now, but
No.
I like the moment
You're
that
good.
Kylie, that you dropped with the kid, because I think that's the moment that kind of brings Phil back to kind of who he is, and he really likes being in that role, and he really likes being a father figure, being a dad. He likes baseball. He likes like these are things he likes. And like I thought it was just a good moment to show that like that's still there. That's still a part of him. But he's so tortured. He doesn't feel like he deserves it. Or he has the time for it. Yeah, I think it's that moment where she's like, "Hey," or it's like, "Are you a dad?" And then that I think really is like, and he's like, "No, I'm not." And it brought it back to like, and I'm just staying here for a second. You're just some random kid I'm helping. Like, no, I'm not a dad, and I probably won't be. Goodbye. I'm gonna go steal this other mom's drink now. Yeah, I think that moment, like he was having a good time, and then again, it was like that another like little realization of being like, yeah, just feel like I'm not a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Phil is Phil.
Phil is.
He's just Phil.
Is that the title of the dugout? Phil is.
Phil is.
Phil is.
Phil is.
It is.
Write it down. Let me grab my
He
other
just
notebook.
is.
Yeah. I have another little one.
Yeah, go for it.
Ruthie and Reed finally said, "I like you" to the other. Thank God. Thank God.
I love a slow burn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Love a slow burn. Finally. What?
She gave her a little kiss.
Give you a little kiss. I want to know
Yeah.
for
Give you a
Reed,
little kiss.
because Reed was pulling away because of the whole synth thing. What
That's what
changed?
I was just. Yeah.
What made him go, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna come back to this.
I don't think it has necessarily changed. I just think that he likes her too much. And I think that he is like, I think he's going to wrestle with that himself. You know, I think he's definitely going to wrestle with that himself, because I think Reed's other thing is still, again, just like, what am I doing to her? Because one, she doesn't know, and two,
Still doesn't know.
I'm not real.
Yeah. Can we address the fact that everybody but Ruthie now knows?
Not my
Yeah.
secret to
Hey,
tell.
it's only been
girl.
a day. It's only been a day.
It's
Okay.
only been a day.
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yeah.
But, like, Reed now knows that both Alice and obviously he told Phil. So now everybody but Ruthie knows. And it's...
Hey, Colby, Valerie, they don't know.
They don't gotta know nothing.
Okay, but of us three,
Yeah.
how many did you share a bed with? It's gonna hit. Like, the longer it goes,
Yeah.
the more episodes we draw this out, I just know it's gonna hurt worse.
Yeah, and I don't think
that's
he
what's-
knows how. I don't think he knows how.
Which is so beautiful, because he's letting himself get carried away into this. He's like, it's gonna suck, and I'm so excited.
Yes, and he's so awkward because, like, he like the whole scene where they were alone, like, Reed, because of all that, would never initiate anything. And also, it's just more than just that. It's also just that Reed is not a person who assumes that anybody ever wants to wants something in that way from him.
Jake.
So I think it's like I feel like the only time that Reed would kind of initiate something like that is when is if he thought that he had or is like losing you, and not in a romantic sense. I mean, like if you were like, you know what I mean, like if you were like about to die or something, like, or like if you.
I'm in your holes.
Yeah. Or it's like something happened. Yeah.
Stay away from windows.
Oh,
I fully expect, genuinely, I was thinking about this on my way home today from work. For me personally, I don't expect anything to happen until either the end of this season or if we do a season 2.
I'm locking you two in a room. I
Our
can't take
characters
it.
are us.
Both. Whatever comes
Figure
first.
your shit
I can't
out.
take it. I can't take it that long. No,
Which,
you're good.
I don't know, it's funny too, because then there's also part of me that's like, he just also asked her where the showers were and told her he thought she
"You want
smelled
help?"
good. So I'm like,
Come help me with the
which
shower.
is it here? Which is it here? What are they about to do there? What's going on?
7-minute long
look,
makeout session.
Look, he meant show me where it is, but he's also a flirt. Like he's a flirt, but he's also not gonna he's not gonna initiate like past a certain point. Like I said, I feel like he's a person that before even the synth thing, is just like not somebody who expects somebody to want that from him, or like doesn't want to put himself in the position where like he tries something and then like the person doesn't want it and he's like, oh well shit. So I think that's Reed, that's just Reed.
That's just Reed. That's just Reed.
It's just so funny because on the other end of things, you have Ruthie, who I've established is not like, I don't want to say that she's not the best at physical touch. It's that she is so unused to physical touch being intimate in such a long time. She's so used to any form of physical touch being in a violent manner that to her, like whenever Phil, I almost said Phil again. Damn it! Whenever he touches her, it is very special to her, especially now that like they have, they had that moment back at the Hotel 76, and I think for her, physical touch, like the physical touch is like one thing to her, and like. All that, she's very conscious about her own body, self-conscious about her own body, and it shows in the way that she feels about other people expressing their bodies, which is why she was very anxious and nervous when the whole thing with Phil happened in the vault. But I think once she gets to that place where she's like, I can trust you in a life or death situation, which she is with Reed now. I mean, she literally killed Alice because she knew that she trusted Reed so much in that moment to fix Alice that for her, it's like, that is her version of I'm all in. That's her version of I'm with you. For lack of a better quote, that is her I'm with you until the end of the line, pal.
Yeah.
But in a less like, obviously homoerotic, but Marvel didn't want to go their way in a very much like
yeah.
See, you and I
see you. I am you.
And I think it also, the other way that she's trying to show it is how much more vocally outward, or not vocally, but like how much more outward in her care for Phil is, because she did tell then Hawke, now Alice, after the first during the first episode, that she didn't know why, but she needed to protect Phil. Like that was her goal once they had become a group. And so I think she's trying to show Reed in the only ways that she knows how, like in acts of service and in just absolute like life or death situations, because that's all she's ever known is I'm here I'm with you. I know I give Phil a lot of shit, but like you care about Phil. So I'm going to do or say whatever needs to be done or said.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and almost get attacked by Vermin. I'm going to tell Phil that I won't ever see you again.
Yeah.
Because I like you that much.
Right.
It's
and I think it's like also the like the whole thing about the physical touch and the way that Reed feels about like initiating things. I think that's the double layer of why that moment in the hotel was like special to him as well, because he like knows that about Ruthie, and he knows that about himself, and like yeah.
They make me want to go feral and become violent.
Yeah.
Real.
Just like Arlo.
Just like Arlo.
Shout out to Arlo.
Shout out
That's
Arlo.
me. That was
Shout
just me. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just me normally.
Just a little guy.
Just a little dude.
Yeah. Little guy. Little Arlo.
Little man.
Mhm.
Little man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it was so many interesting I think the little kiss on the cheek, that was so like that was amazing. And yeah, I think that's a great point the two of you bring up with both characters. And I don't know, yeah, I'm curious to see if it does come out. I think it we'll see what happens.
I have so much
That
fear.
Nat 20 is gonna kill one of us. I know it.
Two of us have almost already died. I can't
more
do that again. I see. It was really bad in person, but at least I could like hold your hand.
That was so we were holding space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man, I love that it was that we were in person
That
for
was
that.
so good.
Yeah, that was
We
crazy.
lucked out is what happened. We lucked
Incredible.
out.
Yeah, we were in person. What are you talking about?
What are you
I don't
talking
remember
about?
that.
We're always in person.
Always.
Check us out.
We're here. We're just in different rooms at the
I
same
live under
house.
Icarus's bed. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm in your
We
house.
hold hands every night.
I hold Icarus's finger like Ariana Grande all the time.
There was a moment where I was like, when Vermin was missing, I almost had it where he crawled out from underneath the bed.
Shut up!
But
He
I
grabs
decided
Reed's ankle and just
Oh my
claws
God.
out.
Oh my god.
He's like, "You don't like your nose."
I would have sent Reed
So
over
you
the
tuck
edge,
that
I think.
away in your back pocket is what you do, and you have
Yeah.
that happen in another session.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I wanted to so bad, but I
So
was like, no.
I love the alternate
Just because I
plot
made
line
that
reveals in Dugout. This,
really
the
good,
corn
isn't it?
maze.
Mhm.
Oh,
The
the
corn
corn
maze. The corn maze is crazy.
Or I know it's like been, speaking of, I know it's been like 3 episodes now. I want to know the other things that Harmon would have said. Because you mentioned it after that episode, like that what I had said didn't really go with your like if this then chart, and so now I'm like, how were you? I'm like curious. I mean, if this is something that you and I need to talk about after, like that's cool. But I am curious as to like how you thought I was going to respond,
Oh,
and I'm also curious how you guys. And I mean, again, it's we're like 3
If
episodes.
only
removed,
I hadn't
but-
shot at it.
I know. I was thinking about that the other day too.
The good news is Alice is not as trigger happy as Hawke was. So
true.
Mhm.
She's
I
gonna
was
be
also-
a lot more restrained this time.
And I was thinking too, because this totally isn't being recorded after the episode 8 release, not at all. I realized in that moment, and I think this is also partially why Ruthie shot at Hawke, we left so much information with Allison's dead body that Ruthie had kind of gotten, but it never really clicked in my brain until I want to say that live episode where I was like, oh shit, we should have kept Allison alive, not just for Reed, like to keep Reed alive, but there's so much information that she had that she probably would have given to us. And so, who's to say what would have
There's-
happened?
I do not regret shooting her. I'm putting that on the table. I do not regret
I
shooting
miss her. That is my wife.
As much as I can't. Yeah, I gotta hold on to it. I gotta hold on to that stuff because I think even though what happened, I think that there's still a possibility that aspects of that conversation could still happen, depending. However, the one thing else, and I might have said this in the dugout. Life has been crazy, so I honestly don't remember if I said it or not. But he was going to mention, and I think now that I'm
said
gonna
that
say
to
this out
us,
loud,
but I don't think you said it in the dugout. I don't know if you should.
Okay.
Do you want a public?
Can someone message it to me because I forgot?
Yeah, throw it in the group chat.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
should.
I forgot.
Yeah.
You boy has a bad memory.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on. As much as I want to kind of say some alternates for that, I think there's still a possibility for some of that stuff to come up. And
okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are lingering from that moment. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I have a question for Richard. When Phil was talking about the things that need to go on a back burner, was Reed's dad one of them? Because wasn't that kind of partially why you guys were going to O-Town in the first place, not just for the Vault Tech thing that you had to do, but also to find Reed's dad?
Yeah, Phil is very much now kind of putting all the Vault Tech shit out of his mind. Doesn't really want to think about that. Is trying to okay, we have a lot of problems. Which one do I want to focus on? I think he kind of half goes to, well, most recently we have this problem, which is Alice's kid is missing. And the whole situation with your brother, that just happened. Let's focus on that. And I think the other half is it's a situation with the kid. If someone has a kid, I want them to be reunited with their parent. If I had a kid, I'd know, I wouldn't want my kid to feel to be alone, to be with, basically be kidnapped by other people. I'd want them to be safe. I want to be reconnected with them. So I think that really hits home for Phil. So it feels more emotionally attached to this kid they don't know. Just the idea that there's a kid out there who is scared and alone. Feels like we should solve that first. It's kind of at the forefront of his mind.
I genuinely, one of the things that I do after these sessions a lot of times is I sit and I actually genuinely think about Phil and some of the things he says. Because then I think about, if Ruthie was there, how would she have responded to that? And one of those things is when you were talking to Reed about whether or not you should let Ruthie die or leave her behind. Again, way back in episode 10, episode 11, you had said that it was up to Alice to come up with justice because Harmon had killed Alice's partner, had killed Ethan. And then I realized that Phil wasn't there when Ruthie told Hawke that Harmon is the reason why not only her previous partner is dead, directly, but also potentially her settlement, her home. So I'm curious, if Phil had that information, would his views about what Ruthie did change? And would he think that it is solely on Hawke to ask for justice against Harmon? Or is it the number of people affected per side would outweigh the other?
Yeah. I don't know. Phil's head might just explode. Too much information going on. Too many people attached to this. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm still trying to navigate, who Phil feels most attached to, and the people that he does feel attached to, how strong is that relationship. I think Phil is now was at the start very much it's us or them. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, it's Vault-Tec and it's them. we're going to rebuild society, and these people are kind of the, like, they tried, but they're not actually a part of the real movement that we're doing. Like, they can join us, basically. And I think over time has slowly been building that up, and has kind of like, was still like pushing it out of his head of being like, oh, that's not happening, it's still us or them, but was like deep down being like growing close to everyone. And now that this has happened, that's kind of all out the window. He's very much now like, oh, there's actually people up here that need, like, the Vault-Tec people don't need help, or like, I mean, the people who are still within like experience and shit do, but it's not just them who needs help. It's all of these people up here. Like, there's much more people up here that need help. So those relationships are stronger. So I don't know how he'd react if he had like all of the information. It was very much like just an emotional moment for him, where he would kind of realize that once Ethan/Alice was dead, just how much he had grown to care for everyone up here. And obviously too was very confused at first with you, didn't know how to feel about you. Like, he was angry with you and he didn't really know what was going on. Maybe like deep down thought you had something planned out, but he just didn't understand. Like, he had his fist up, but I don't think he ever fully intended to like throw the punch until he got more info. Like, yeah, it was just a very, like, this moment will be a very traumatizing thing that will shape him, or that has shaped him. Yeah, dude, I don't know how he'd react. Yeah.
I have one more question for you. Does Phil like Ruthie with Reed?
Ooh.
Oh, man, what a great question.
That's my last question for you, because drunk Phil does not seem to like that they are together.
I guess we'll have to talk to Phil in games.
Hungover Phil will have the answers.
Ooh.
Yeah. I did, with Hungover Phil right there, I was like, okay, I gotta like just say things out loud. I can't like no really filter. Lie about anything. Like, he's just drunk, so like, what does he think that's happening to him? Oh, he's sick, he's been poisoned.
He's been poisoned. I'm dying.
But the whole thing with Ruthie and him saying stay away, and maybe there's something there. Maybe Phil's got some feelings.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Jealousy.
Maybe Phil had a crush on Reed before you did. So,
I was here first. Dang it.
Yeah, maybe there's something to be explored there.
Love it. With that said, any last little things before we kind of wrap up our Fallout Dugout? I know it's getting a little late for folks, so if not, we can sign off for the evening.
Great episode.
That was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
I have one more really quick thing. I am so sorry.
Yeah. No.
Hawke and Alice with the giraffes.
Oh, so sad. The new memory thing was so good. Like, so you don't forget your memories again.
Yeah,
like, that was real. That's what I thought too. I was like, oh, he's gone now.
That's what I was like, damn.
No, he just made that, and it was like, I'm back.
Peace.
Just kidding. I'm under your bed.
Yeah.
Vermin's a little some social things are not. Yeah.
He's gonna be in Daggerheart though, right? Because he's a wizard, so he's gonna be in Daggerheart.
Wizard. That's so funny.
He is the multiverse traveling character.
Thank God.
Or
we gotta write him into the warehouse right now.
He'll exist in some way across games.
I'm so happy we brought him with us.
Best decision ever.
In the warehouse, there's just
people
going to be
love Vermin. So.
Yeah, in the warehouse, there's just going to be a small real mouse carrying a small mannequin.
It dances with it at night.
Were you reading our notes?
Yes, I was.
Reddit.
I got access to the whole Google Drive.
That's one of my cold opens, Jake. Thanks.
Sorry. Spoilers. Spoilers for the campaign we haven't filmed yet.
Dude.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Haven't even cast yet. Haven't even nothing.
Just predicting it all. All right, y'all. Well, we'll sign off there. Everybody get some rest, take it easy, and we'll be back. Well, when you're seeing this, the following week, we'll be back with episode 13. So we'll see you later. Good night, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.